Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching Master Jason Feng Shui. I believe many of us have stayed overnight yesterday for those who stay in Singapore to watch the World Cup final between Spain and Argentina. Actually, before the starting of the match, I have done a prediction based on the date of birth of the players of Spain and Argentina. Of course, I don't have their time of birth, so I can never be 100% sure of their daymaster strength and prop their birth chart. But nonetheless, we realize something that is very crucial. Yesterday, I have conducted a thorough investigation of the main players, only six of them. In the Spain and in the Argentina, but we realized that ultimately what happened. This guy by the name of Torres, which was one of the players that I did not analyze, actually scored the final goal, and Messi and Lermain actually did not score any goal at all. And if you are to look at the solar time, the local solar time in which the ultimate score was 1-0. The score that was, entered into the goal of Argentina that led to their defeat actually happened in the hour of the Yo hour, and it's not of the sun hour. As I have mentioned yesterday, the hour is actually something that it will influence the outcome of the match. So let us kind of look at the time of the goal, right, in which it was the exact time that this goal has entered into what we call entered by Spain. Yeah. So as according to the internet, the goal that was entered into the made by Spain, right? They got 1-0. It was actually at this local time of 5:15 to about 5:25 p.m. Yeah, that at the location New Jersey, right? And of course, that will be about 5:15 and 5:25 a.m. in Singapore on the 20th of July. So you can see that when we actually conduct our important activities that is not at the intended timing, the outcome would be significantly different. And I have also further investigated into the coach of Argentina. Right, yesterday I did what we call the players date of birth, but I neglected the coach. Yeah. So if we are to look at the coach of Argentina, his date and time of birth. Yeah. By the way, the coach of Argentina is by the name of the Leonard something also. Yeah. Let's look at what is his name. Right, his name is actually called the Leonard Scaloni. He was born on 16th of May 1978. So in Argentina, yeah. So let's plot his birth chart together and investigate what actually that means. In terms of any soccer match, the coach actually play a very important role of coming up with the strategy to win the game. And for yesterday game, Spain versus Argentina, actually all of us expected a very exciting game, but eventually it turned out to be super boring because the Argentina basically throughout the entire 2 hours, right? The match started at 3 a.m. Singapore or 3 p.m. in New Jersey, drag all the way until 5 a.m. In Singapore time. There was still no goal at all, right? None, neither side actually make any goal. And the strategy that was, I think, Argentina, the coach, was, trying to make was to have the extra time. Yeah, is to extra time so that, there will be penalty kick. But nonetheless, yeah, let's plot the chart of the coach of Argentina and take a look. What happened between Rensen hour and Kuiyou hour, which actually would make a significant difference to the outcome of the match. So really, that's why sometimes when clients ask me what is their auspicious time to conduct something, especially like for moving house, prayer for the five corners, or some important negotiation or project, sometimes I will choose the exact time for them to conduct the activity and make sure that they do not conduct the activity outside of the time range, because given a time change, the outcome of the event would significantly be different. So of course, we don't have the date and time of birth of the coach of Argentina team by the name of Leonard Scaloni, but we can see exactly for this guy chart, he is actually having a move of day master. Yeah, so let's take a look at this case study together and realize how timing and leadership will influence your performance. Like even you are very talented, even though you have good luck, you have good decade development, you have good year development, but under wrong leadership and performing the important task at the wrong timing, you will still get a different outcome. Right, so let's look at the chart of this coach of Argentina. He is having the Wu of Day Master that is strong. And we can see that Ding Shi, which is of the fire element, is sitting at the month pillar, and the year pillar is having Wu Wu. And Ying Wu will actually form a fire combination formation. Shi Wu will also form a fire combination formation. So exactly, it is a strong day master chart. Of course, we don't have his time of birth, but we can see that there is a great transformation in terms of the performance of his the strategy he proposed. Right, if we are to write down his chart and to decode it properly, he was born in the Mo Ding Ji Mo Yan. So if a person having this kind of strong day master, yeah, of course we don't have his time of birth, is a question mark. The day, which is Bing Wu, Yi Wei, Jia Wu, Ren Shen, which is the hour from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. This hour was actually still a very positive hour for this coach of Argentina. So we can see, right, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., no one expected it. Yeah, actually, a lot of people thought that the match will finish within 90 minutes, which is the standard time for a soccer match. But that is unthinkable. The match actually lasted all the way till 5 plus p.m. local time in New Jersey. And once there is a change of the time pillar, right, we see that the Ren Shen hour is actually being changed to the Kui You. Kui You is actually a very different, is an element. Having this time that is having a very different dynamics. Why is that so? Because in terms of BaZi reading, we can observe that Kui and Mu will actually form a fire combination formation. So we see that actually from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., if we, for those who have watched the World Cup yesterday, I believe you remember, right? From 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., actually, Argentina was able to play their defense strategy extremely well. And in fact, the goalkeeper actually saved all the goals, right? Thank you very much, Yvonne, for watching. And it is right entering into the hour of the Kui You, which is, right, let me try to make it very clear in terms of writing. Once the hour, right, he's having this, okay, let me, Mo Ding Ji Mo Yan, right? He's having this Mu Wu Ding Shi Mu Ying, right, which is having a strong day master of Earth. And of course, water element is his auspicious element, right? Water and metal will be his auspicious element. So for this coach of Argentina, of course, yesterday it did not came to my mind that I have to take the coach BaZi into consideration also. But after analyzing and investigating, I realized that the coach is really the issue. We have actually a very positive hour from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., which is of the Ren Shen hour, right? Ren Shen, which is of metal generating water, especially this rainwater is sitting on this longevity, what we call Zhang Shen. But once we have entered into the Kui You hour, what will happen? which is from 5 p.m. onwards, yeah, to this 7 p.m. There is a change of heavenly stem of the Kui water. And this Kui water, if you're familiar with BaZi reading, Kui water will actually form a fire combination formation with Kui water will form a fire combination formation with this Wu Earth. And fire element is exactly the inauspicious element of this Wu Earth. Right? So we can see that really sometimes, 真的人算不如天算啊. Never in my mind it occurred to me that the match would actually overshot, like have this extra hour. Actually, I was waiting very patiently. Yeah, I mean, many of us also throughout the entire 90 minutes, no goal at all. And actually, I also mentioned that yesterday, due to Messi 只为斗输场, yeah, as because he is the only guy that we have the time of birth. We realized that Messi yesterday, which is what we call the local time, is having a Huaji right at his live domain. Yeah, if we are to refer back to the 19th of July, right? Let's look at Messi's chart. Messi's chart is actually exactly having the Huaji right at his live domain. Yeah, right here. So Huaji is often a sign of like obstacle challenges, and also we see that Messi was not able to actually make very proactive move to score any goal. Yeah? And at the same time, I also have taken rather in-depth analysis into Lemaine's chart. And indeed, I say that Lemaine is not having going to have good performance due to the fact that he is also what we call of Day Master that is strong, and he didn't score any goal yesterday during the final, right? Actually, he didn't score any goal, and interestingly, the goal was actually being scored by the player by the name of Tory something, yeah. If we are to check on his name and date of birth, yeah, what's his name, yeah? The player who scored the goal, his name is Torres something, yeah. So it was actually not one of the main players I have checked in terms of BaZi rating. So that's what I'm trying to say is that sometimes things are there are just too many favorable factors that is beyond our ability to observe. I did not take into all the 11 players the time of birth into consideration, but we can see that Messi and Lemaine, who are the best so-called the best players within both teams, didn't score anything. It was really a shock. Actually a great disappointment for many people actually, because they expected a very exciting match. In fact, I expected a very exciting match. And if I am to recall the World Cup final in 2022, it was one of the best matches that I have ever watched in my life. But yesterday, I will say that the leadership, right? Yes, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., the strategy of being like very defensive in terms of the approach of playing the game worked well, right? From 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But you cannot win the match if you are all the time playing defensive. You need to score goal, right? And that is also what we sometimes can learn. Yeah, sometimes the best defense is really offense. Yeah, really. Sometimes that's why it's also the same for entrepreneurship. Sometimes we have to be very proactive in our approach, right? In doing business, in doing or even like whatever we are doing. Proactiveness is sometimes very important. And throughout the whole process of 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., which is the Rensen hour, they did not try to score anything. Argentina did not take an effort, and that was also right. Yes, the leadership, which is the Argentina coach. Maybe he was the one who proposed this strategy. Yes, it worked well during that hour, but ultimately after entering into 5 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., which is the Kui water hour, Kui and Wu actually form a fire combination formation with the coach Day Master. That will become a fire element. So sometimes leadership execution is extremely important, be it in organization, be it in terms of business strategy also. In fact, strategic thinking sometimes have to take very important consideration out of the timing of execution. If you choose the timing wrongly, you will have a different outcome. That's the reason why, right? You really need to know the time of conducting important events in your life. And of course, the time of birth is also extremely important in terms of chart reading. And unfortunately, we do not have the time of birth of, I will say, all the football players in yesterday's match. But still, we will be able to, like, if we do have their time of birth, we will be able to plot their 紫微斗数 birth chart and come to a more detailed analysis. That's why whoever who come to my shop for consultation, or those clients who have what we call an in-depth astrological reading with me, I will always need to emphasize, you need to come with your date and time of birth. If you don't come with your date and time of birth, there will always be chances that I may not be able to determine the day or day master strength correctly. And that's also why 紫微斗数 can be considered as more precise and powerful than BaZi reading, because 紫微斗数 will always take into the consideration of your time of birth to create a birth chart. And that will actually bring about a more accurate reading. So just remember this point, yeah. Having the time of birth is extremely important. I don't know why I have all this strange logo, yeah. But anyway, right? Okay, I will ignore the logo. But anyway, 紫微斗数 is really highly important to incorporate our time of birth. Without the time of birth, we will never be able to come to a very concrete reading. But true enough, Messi was the only person that we have the time of birth yesterday. The rest of the players, we did not have the time of birth. And we can see that, in fact, true enough, Messi's chart yesterday, the day master is actually having the BaZi at the life domain, right? BaZi at the life domain. Lianzhen is related to emotion. Well, he looked rather disappointed, yeah, after the match was completed. But still, as the second winner, so to speak, right, he still earned a very big money. So the Cai Gong, what we call the wealth domain, is still having the Huaji Huake, yeah. I mean, 紫微 Huake, yeah, is still a very big sum of money that he has received. Nonetheless, he did not really, be able to perform well, also due to the leadership, strategic planning of playing the events. I mean, throughout the like 90 minutes, yeah, until there's extra time. But I have to give credit to the goalkeeper. I will say that the goalkeeper by the name of Martinez, he actually did a very well job from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Basically, he has saved every single goal from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So for this player, I will particularly want to look at his BaZi chart again, yeah. So right, let us kind of like open his BaZi chart together and look at it again. And of course, let me find out turn on yesterday's the slides again, so that we will have the records of their date and time of birth. So yesterday, this player, this goalkeeper, yeah, by the name of, right, what's his name, yeah? Let me try to right. Let us refer back to the slide. The goalkeeper, I think he did a very good job. The goalkeeper actually saved, almost all the goals, right, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. That was, the name is Emiliano Martinez. Emiliano Martinez, yeah. So if we are to look at his BaZi chart, yeah, Martina, right, which is also exactly the same, right? This is his BaZi chart, right? We exactly can find the Earth right at this, what we call the, okay, let me turn on the chart for you, yeah. If we cast, yeah, You have to always remember this secret in terms of BaZi reading is that Wu Earth will be a very volatile element also because it is of water. Kui water. Kui water is a very, very volatile element, right? This is the goalkeeper's chart. He is actually having a strong day master of the okay, I don't know his time of birth, yeah, but very likely to be a strong day master of the Sing metal. But still, right, Sing metal is a kind of yin metal, and it is very afraid to see a fire element. In fact, Sing metal prefer to be polished by water element. So we can see that from the Ren hour from 3 to 5 p.m. Yeah, for this guy, let's write down together and decode it together. Yam Sun Mo Sun Sun Ji. Right. Right. So this is the goalkeeper chart, yeah. Yam Sun. Sorry, my goldfish memory. Mo Sun Sun Ji. Mo Sun Sun Ji. So this player, who is having a Sun Metal Day Master, this is what we call the jewelry, yeah. Like your earring, your gold ring, your whatever, like beautiful jewelry. And for jewelry, before they are being sold, right, as a piece of jewelry, there will always be a process of polishing. Polishing means like they have to be cleaned by water. Thank you very much. It's better to attack hard in a second final. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, they are just being too defensive, and also the timing is also not very positive because, in terms of sun metal, it is a kind of jewelry. When they are facing this what we call Ren Sun hour, there is this rainwater that can polish this Sing metal. That's why from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., all his moves are actually like saving all the goals. Yeah, basically he was like saving every single goal from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Very polished movements. You know, he's always catch the ball, hold onto his body, and doesn't allow any other players to get close. Right, very polished movement, and that was within the hour of 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Water element, right? That will be able to polish Sing metal. So remember, people of the Sing metal element, they would always lead at the polishing energy of the water element. But we realize once the hour have entered into 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., no one expected that the match will last so long. Yeah, I never thought of it. Yeah, I was actually falling asleep, right? Trying to wait for the outcome of the match. But we are having Kui water from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Kui water is one of the most volatile element because from water element, it can immediately be changed into fire element when being paired with the Mu Earth, right? So yesterday, I really did not expect that the match will last until 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I was basing all my analysis on at this hour, Ren Sun hour, yeah. So if at Ren Sun hour, yes, the goalkeeper actually did a very excellent job. Every single ball, every single shoot into the goal, he was able to save it perfectly. Very polished movement. But once entered into 5 p.m. onwards, yeah, whereby Spain had their first goal. That was when Kui water is being paired with this Wu Earth to form a what we call a fire combination formation. And that is exactly what Sing metal is afraid of because it's a kind of fine jewelry. Right? When you throw your gold earring, your married ring, your wedding ring into the fire, immediately they will just melt and lost its shape, lost its beauty, right? So we can see that he lost his composure at 5 p.m. This goalkeeper and basically got the goal scored by Spain. It was also very disappointing for me also because right, I actually hope that Messi would got one more final like win the final again because but no one knew that the change of hour, yeah, from this 90 minutes is the standard length of all soccer match. I expected a very like gung-ho kind of attack by the Argentina side, but maybe the strategic planning is like, they should not play defensive for too long. It's strange that for 90 minutes, they play defensive throughout. Yes, very good defending move by Argentina. Basically, Spain tried to score again and again. They keep on kick the balls into the goal, but they was not able to aim accurately, and most of the ball, most of the shoot actually went quite far away from the goal, and the goalkeeper was doing an perfect job from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But it's like they should not have this strategy all the way. I actually I thought maybe maybe for the first 30 minutes or so is good to have that strategy of playing strong defense. Maybe after the 30 minutes is over, because standard match is about 90 minutes, right? 30 minutes is about like two-thirds of the match already. The last 30 minutes, Argentina actually should try their best to score something. Try to attack, but unfortunately, they didn't make any move. I don't know why. And he's also doing the past the 2 hours, entering into 5 p.m. plus, that the luck of the the coach, right, also facing the Mukui combination formation. Yeah, so his strategy no longer work right after turning into the 5 p.m. And 7 p.m. Quay water period. Yeah, so really, right, sometimes you just cannot expect, right? Sometimes things are beyond, sometimes really beyond our it's beyond calculation. Yeah, like because of all these variable factors. I and also didn't know that they can actually extend the match to another 30 minutes. I thought it will go straight to penalty, and in fact, if they go straight into penalty, I I thought perhaps even like Argentina would have a chance of winning, because the goalkeeper is really very good. Yeah, this what his name? Yeah, what's his name? The Aminio Aminiano Martinez. He is really very good, especially from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. was his auspicious hour. But unfortunately, yeah, the match just dragged on too long. And it was really one of the like I was like falling asleep. Yeah, I thought like it would be a very exciting, fun match, but no. All the while, the ball just kick here and there, like neither side are scoring anything. But it's still just a game. It's just a World Cup match, nothing to do with life and death. Yeah, and like just it's just a form of, too many of us, it's just a form of entertainment. And of course, they have already got their what we call winning the last round versus France. Unfortunately, France also didn't do well this year. So yeah, so that's sometimes that's life. Yeah, sometimes like and the younger team sometimes, like, they, although they lack experience, but due to the strategic mistake of the coach, right? You know Maybe like if they actually play more what we call using that positive hour from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. to score more goals, I'm sure they would be able to win, right? But I don't know why. I mean, it's the strategic planning. Yeah, so this apply to our work also. Sometimes if you want to find a good time to launch your business, it is also very important. For example, if you are able to plan according to your day chart, for example, in terms of 紫微斗数, yeah, like in terms of 紫微斗数, we will always have this hour chart and day chart. So when I select an auspicious hour for my clients, for example, for wedding, of course, for giving birth, also some of my clients, they often like to select the auspicious hour for like for cesarean birth. That's why I have to make sure, right, my clients really carry out that proposed plan at the proposed hour. If you are later by just a few minutes, right? Like if we we have to look back to the as recorded, the time of scoring the goal. It was just a few minutes after 5 p.m. And that led to a total change of situation, right? As according to the record, the goal in second half was like around 5:15 to 5:25 p.m. and that is just about like 15 minutes into the new hour. 15 minutes into the new hour, and that will already make a tremendously great difference due to the heavenly stems of Kui water being combined with the let's look at the coach, Argentina coach by the name of Leonard Scalani, right? Let's look at his chart again. Yeah, he's exactly someone who has a lot of earth within his heavenly stem. So just remember this point for those people who are what we call have a background knowledge in BaZi reading. You have to be very cautious in terms of the observation of this Wu Earth. Because when Wu Earth is being paired with Kui water, it will always turn into fire combination formation, right? He has one Wu Earth at the heavenly stems of the year pillar. The second Wu Earth is his own day master. And of course, I don't know his time of birth, but let's assume he has another Wu Earth here at the time pillar. So that will actually bring about a situation of extremely great water being transferred into fire kind of energy that is inauspicious for someone who has a hot chart or a strong day master of the Wu Earth. Yeah, so there is something significant that we can learn from this typical case study. And I often like to do live case study and like to dissect, go deep into the investigation of why asking questions, because it's when you ask questions that you will learn better. You'll be able to know even a change of hour would make a tremendously great difference to the outcome of the development of certain things that you are doing. And ultimately, your leader is also very important. The one who is planning the strategy of your business or even like your mentor, right? All these people, make sure that they are helpful, right? Especially have to look at their decade trend to see if they are actually right or like within that particular day. Are they having a good day or having an auspicious day? Or in the hour that they are leading the team, is it an auspicious hour? But of course, right, no one really expected the match to last until 5 plus p.m. And that actually turned into an inauspicious hour for the coach. And that subsequently, the strategy proposed by the coach no longer worked. Although it worked in the first 2 hours, the what we call the 人生时辰, but once entered into the 癸酉时辰, it no longer worked. It just immediately lost its effect. Yeah, so right, yeah, the goalkeeper is also overworked. Yeah, I kind of I can empathize with that also. I can sympathize with that. So in fact, right, I don't see many good goalkeeper like this guy. Right, if we are to watch back the what we call the goal, yeah, that was like scored by Spain. It was actually saved, right? The goal by Spain, right? Let's watch the video together, yeah, to see what actually happened. Actually, the first, it was being saved, but ultimately, right? Video together. Yeah. I may not be able to turn on the sound, but let's watch this short video together to recap what actually happened. Right. We can see this goal by the Spain player. Right. It was like a double kind of goal. Yeah. Like it was first kind of like shot by one of the player. Then ultimately the ball bounced back, and then another player came along and shoot it into the goal again. It was just too fast. It was just too fast. It's just beyond human, maybe flexibility or speed. Yeah, to actually catch 2 goals within like just 2 seconds. But I still think that the goalkeeper did a very good job. But what is really, the goalkeeper definitely earned my thumbs up. I will say that he did an excellent job. There are many goals by Spain he actually caught and like safely what we call getting the ball in his arm, so that right there was no goal made by the Spain, even though Spain made favorable attempts. That was dangerous, right? I was also very scared and like nervous, but ultimately, this is sport. Sometimes luck play a part. Sometimes it's not really just talents and skills. Sometimes the timing, the strategy, the coach who is planning that strategic move of the team all play a part. It's not just talent and pure skill. Sometimes it's really also luck and timing that plays a part. So, but I am still a little bit disappointed with the match because there was not a lot of what we call a lot of proactive attempts, especially during the first 90 minutes of the match. I expected Messi and team to make more attempt, right, in terms of attack, but they just play defensive all along. So I did not enjoy the match, to be honest. I did not enjoy the match, but I did enjoy the match in 2022. The match in 2022 between France and Argentina was nice. That was one of the best matches I have ever watched in my lifetime. But yesterday one, no, I nearly fell asleep. Yeah, and I feel I wasted my time watching that, like about 2 hours match, right, all the way stretched until like 5:30 or 6 into the morning. Yeah, so I didn't sleep last night. And but once again, we know that, right, changes is constant. What we call in terms of BaZi reading also, nothing is permanent. Just a change of hour, right? For example, this guy who is having a strong day master of 人生 hour, this coach of Argentina, his strategy actually worked from 人生 hour, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But once entering into the Kuei hour, everything changed, right? Because Kuei will form a fire combination formation with this Wu, especially his chart is being triggered by a very strong wood, what we call the root, is having the wood element in wood, and Su and Wu, of course, is a very strong fire root. Actually, is half of the directional combination formation of the fire. So that's life. I mean, changes take place all the time. Even like you thought that the match will finish within the Renson hour, but no, it went on to the inauspicious hour of Quail, right? So that is something that we can, like, sometimes we really have to take a lot of other factors into consideration, like even not only the main players. I thought the main players are the ones who will, what we call, score the goal, but unfortunately, out of the 6 players that I have chosen yesterday to conduct an analysis, none of them actually score any goal, right? If we are to open back the chart yesterday, the players that I have analyzed their BaZi chart, I didn't expect the Ferran Torres to score the goal. I didn't expect that at all. I was thinking like maybe the captain by the name of Patrick or Lermain. Lermain is like such a talented, right, player, but he didn't score any goal at all, right? And ultimately, this player by the name of Ferran Torres actually scored a goal. So really, sometimes it's just beyond us. Yeah, sometimes like all these what we call occurrences, and especially so that we don't have like any of their time of birth. Especially, we only have Macy's time of birth, and we already saw that Macy had a Huaji at his life domain yesterday. So right, yeah, so we have to take into the heavily stems and earth branch combination formation into consideration when we want to analyze the BaZi chart, really. And if we are to look at this, what we call Taurus, yeah, Farron Taurus chart, we can also observe a very interesting, what we call, interaction within the chart, right? If we are to look at Farron, all right, his name is Ferran Torres. Yeah, Ferran Torres, born in the 2000 and February the 29th. He is actually having this thing. So let's decode his chart together. 跟神無人丁字 right? 跟神 right? Let's decode his chart together. 跟神無人丁字 right? If we are to look at his day master, right, we can see that this what we call Yo hour is exactly having the combination formation with this Shi fire and Chen Earth, which is his auspicious element, right? This will form a Shi You Chou. which is a metal combination formation. And then this Youchou will also form a metal combination formation, yeah. So really is a matter of what we call a change of the hour, right? But if at Rensen hour, we see that at Rensen hour, this Ren will actually be pairing with Ding Fire to form a wood combination formation, given that he is already a strong Ding Fire, right? He's a strong Ding Fire Day Master. So once entered into 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., there's certainly a change of good luck for I mean, given that this Yo, which is having a combination formation of metal, which is his wealth element, yeah, he is able to score the first goal by in the final, right? So this guy is by the name of, if you are not familiar, I'm also not familiar, but let me write down his name, Foreign Taurus. A sudden change of hour and a sudden change of luck. So really, you guys, right, when you conduct important events, being with business negotiation, be it investment, be it like wedding or like a cesarean birth, or sometimes even dating, like when you choose to hold your hand, your girlfriend's hand or potential girlfriend's hand, or choose like where you want to kiss your boyfriend, yeah, that one also like yeah, best to look at the hour, yeah. So right, you have greater success, right, doing the auspicious hour. But with the change of hour, really, the whole situation can actually flip tremendously. Yeah. And especially so, you also have to look at the person who is guiding you, whether that person at that particular day and time is having positive development. Also, like the coach of Argentina, he with a change of hour, he also have a change of chart formation that was like from a positive hour to a negative hour, given that he has too many Wu Earth within his chart. So it's a very interesting case study. So ultimately it's just a World Cup, yeah. So let's what is important is what we can derive, what we can learn from it constructively for our BaZi reading. But matter of fact, we don't have any of their time of birth except Messi. Messi is like the most famous, so his time of birth is being publicly documented online. But all the players within the team, we basically don't have their time of birth. So it's really just a kind of like for me to teach you BaZi reading. That's all. Ultimately, BaZi reading, we need the time of birth. To be very, very honest and to repeat this very important point, BaZi reading, it is still best to provide your solar time of birth. Without your solar time of birth, sometimes it will make a tremendously great difference in terms of the interpretation, because sometimes a change of hour can change your the entire chart to a totally different structure or formation. And also the change of hour in terms of our development, what we call 运时间的那个运我们有流年的运，有大运，有月份的运，有日期的运，也有时间的运。When our hour luck change, you will also have a very complete different very different development, a flip or totally 180-degree turn of events actually. So we have to be very precise in everything in terms of BaZi reading, in terms of 紫微斗数. If one day you become a practitioner, make sure that you have the time of birth of your client adjusted to their solar time of birth. Because like for people like who are born in Singapore, especially in the history of Singapore, we were actually governed last time by the British. The British came to Singapore and like the Sanila Utama, was it? No, a Stanford reference, right? He came to Singapore, right? Then started trading and blah 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 blah, and then after that the Japanese occupation. So due to the synchronizing of trading and political administrative purposes, Singapore solar time was actually converted to the other nations, to be closer to the other nations, what we call local time. So Singapore solar time is different from the official time, and ultimately, what happened? Yeah, I mean, okay, it was British. Then after that, Malaysian government governed Singapore, right? Yeah. Then after that came the Japanese. So another time change. Yeah, so all these like very complicated historical reasons all are documented online. Yeah, so this same principle apply for other clients in other countries also. You really have to look back at your country history. Some countries they have daylight saving to adjust the time 1 hour faster or sometimes slower to save electricity, whereas other countries will adjust their time due to other form of trading reasons or political social reasons also. So you really have to look back at your birthplace and look at the history to see if there were adjustment of time, right? And always investigate the solar time. It's only always with the time of birth that we will have accurate prediction. Other kind of reading that is not based on the time of birth is usually a very generalized reading and will not be very accurate. So as best as I can, I will always advise my clients, go back, ask your mother or your father, or look at your birth set. But of course, yeah, last time, the clock, they are all running on the mechanical clock. Sometimes the battery may loosen, and sometimes due to the battery or running out of battery, the clock may slower. And like due to it not having kind of like what we call, everyone can like the last watch can be 5:30, right? Then the clock watch can be 5:45. So which one are you going to copy? You don't know, right? So sometimes the time of birth is also a mystery in terms of bounce reading. But as fast as you can, as a professional practitioner, or you are someone who is very serious about bounce reading, it is still best to find out your exact solar time of birth. And with that, you can generate your 紫微斗数chart. Within 2 hours range will be enough. A lot of like new theories came out and say that it has to be like you can even take you into the minute into calculation. Theoretically, yes, but in practice, sometimes you just can't be sure, and there's a wisdom of that 2 hour range, because if you make the range smaller, how can you be so sure that you are really, for example, born in 55 a.m.? You can't be sure. So a range called 时辰 will be a safe range that under this range, this time range, there will be this you will be described as having this kind of formation, chart formation. Well, because you really can't tell, yeah. Your last watch, right, when you were born, like maybe it's 3:35, but then right that 3:35 a.m. On her watch may not be accurate, because like a lot of factors, yeah, can affect the speed of the watch, yeah. So you can never know. So it's still the time itself, the 2 hours range is good enough for parts reading and 紫微斗数 reading, yeah. So that's my take on in terms of how precise and careful and sometimes I'm very perfectionistic. I will investigate very in depth and will ask clients many of the questions that like sometimes they don't understand why I ask, because I want to make sure that their time of birth is correct. Like I asked about their history, particular year, is it that they have relationship problem or friendship problem, and sometimes even like health issue. And most of the time they told me yes, right? Like when I look at their 紫微斗数 birth chart, that's when I can be sure that they have given me a correct time of birth. But when there's discrepancy between your chart and your time of birth, what I see like there's something wrong, I will always ask you questions like, where were you born? Like people born in Indonesia, most of the time they have recorded their time wrongly. People in China also. But places like I will say Hong Kong, places like Singapore, places like or the newer generation, usually they will have more accurate recording of time. Yeah, so we can actually learn a lot from yesterday match, right? Really, we also have to take into the consideration of the changes in hour, and that will lead to changes in development. Like in terms of this Argentina's coach, 人生 hour is very good for him, and no one ever thought, right, under the heaven, who will know that actually there will be extended hour for the match, and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. was actually a very negative hour for the coach, yeah. But I mean, he did his best, yeah. And after the final, he had an interview with the media. he actually broke down and cried. Yeah, I feel kind of sad for him, but really, I think he did not do a bad job, right? Leading Argentina again to the final. It's not easy. Yeah, you think that you think it's really that easy, but I mean, sometimes being consistently able to enter into the final is already a great victory. But the same with all sports competition, there's only one winner. Even both sides are equally good, right? Both sides are equally skilled and talented. There could only be one winner, and sometimes luck will play a part, like a change of hour from a positive hour 时辰, which is 人生, to a negative 时辰 of 癸酉 will change the outcome also. Yeah, so sometimes things are just beyond us. Yeah, like there are just too many favorable factors that we cannot think of, right? I mean, a normal soccer match is about 90 minutes. Yeah, I never thought that. I mean, I'm an idiot. Yeah, in terms of soccer, I didn't know that. I mean, as a soccer idiot, football idiot, I didn't know that a match can like go up all the way to like 2 hours. Yeah, past 5 p.m. and I was still like waiting. Yeah. So hopefully we all learn something from this very interesting event. It's just a World Cup. Yeah, I mean nothing serious. It's not a life or death issue, but really, BaZi reading is also a process of constant learning, constantly questioning why. And when different phenomena happen, you have to investigate. As a very good practitioner and BaZi, what we call, BaZi learner, you have to keep on asking why. Keep on challenging yourself and pushing yourself to have a better understanding, and do not just leave things at it. You must really investigate, right? Like right after the match, I also didn't sleep. Yeah, by the way, I keep on investigating and asking why. Then I realized it was really the change of the hour, right? From a 人生 hour, which was still a very positive hour for especially for the strategic planning of the coach, right? From 3 to 5 p.m. was still very positive. Once entered into 5:15 p.m. to and onwards, right? That is a 癸酉 hour already. Very inauspicious for the coach, and that his strategic planning failed right after entering into this 癸酉 hour. Yeah. So unfortunately, that is life. Sometimes, if you don't do the things right at the good timing, once the good timing is over, it's over. That's why that's the same thing related to entrepreneurship or running a business. Sometimes opportunity is there, grab it, right? I think Spain did a very good job. Is that they know that they have to keep attacking, right? Throughout the entire match, actually, I will say Spain keep on again and again try to score goal. And that is actually a very good strategy, a proactive strategy, and that eventually gave them the chance. So that's the same for business owner. Yeah, like I myself am a business owner. Sometimes it's the same for me. Sometimes we really have to, time, have like understand the good timing and be proactive, and that will eventually create a breakthrough. Even though, initially you may feel, but there will be always a change of positive and negative hour. And when you have a change of what we call a positive phase, and you are proactively trying to break through, you will get your breakthrough. It's all strategic planning. So remember, BaZi is never absolute. Let me repeat again, BaZi is never absolute. Ultimately, is how you make use of timing, what we call 天时地利人和. So this is always important in terms of warfare, like Sun Tzu Art of War. Also, there are a few things in terms of Sun Tzu Art of War that they will always emphasize. First is the leader. And okay, no, actually, in terms of Sun Tzu Art of War, yeah, first is actually moral value, whether the leader is having the 天道, right, is doing what is right, right? 天时 also called 天时, right? And also 地势 means the ground, yeah. Of course, when we look at it from a Feng Shui perspective, yes, it's our Feng Shui. And Feng Shui, as I mentioned, is all about what? Time and space, right? That is our 天时地利, 天时 right? Which go back to this 天时 right? Which is the timing, right? And after that 人和 will include your leadership, yeah. And in terms of 孙子 art of war, also how you choose the leader and whether the leader is performing at the right auspicious timing is all important factor in all warfare. If you time the strategic planning wrongly, you have a very, a change of very different outcome also. So really, next time, I don't play defensive for too long, okay? All right. Hopefully, I don't know whether Messi will play one more time. I think he will retire, yeah. But still, I mean, I'm sure Messi will not watch my live. But if he ever I just hope that he will not be too disappointed because anyway, he's already being remembered as one of the greatest of all time already. And sometimes it's not just that talents and skill. Sometimes it's leadership. Sometimes it's timing, and sometimes it's also what we call a lot of uncontrollable factors will come into play also. You cannot choose the timing of the match. And who actually expected that the match will last all the way past 5 p.m., right? No one thought about that. So it's a very interesting case study. I always love to do real life interesting case study like this. And I hope that all my viewers will learn something also. I also enjoy watching badminton matches. How about you, Master Jason? I enjoy. Okay, to be honest, I tell you what is my favorite sport. Actually, right? My favorite sport is sumo wrestling. Yeah, like two fat guys wrestling each other. But yeah, that's my favorite sport. Yeah, I'm a very weird person. Yeah, by the way, I'm a very weird person. But I love sumo wrestling because sumo wrestling has a lot of skill involved also. And actually, sumo wrestler they train very hard, and they sometimes eat a lot. Yes, I love to eat a lot. Yeah, not that I'm trying to be a sumo wrestler, but I'm just saying that sumo wrestler sometimes requires a lot of dedication. In fact, a sumo wrestler have to sacrifice their lifespan, yeah, because due to their body size, they eat a lot. Their body size is too large, and they will usually die young. So they are actually like committing their entire life, even like sacrificing their lifespan to go into this career of sumo wrestling. And when you see that when they wrestle, it's not just a matter of brutal strength. Yeah, it's not. A lot of skill is involved in sumo wrestling, like how you leverage physics. A lot of sumo wrestling tactic have to leverage on psychology also. Like sometimes the opponent charge towards you, but are you going to charge back right at the opponent, or are you going to let the opponent go and just let him get out of the boundary? It's all psychology. So a lot of psychological warfare at play also, and of course it's the same with soccer, right? I'm sure, right? Yesterday match was like a lot of psychology was involved, knowing that Spain, they are they are they are young, they are eager to score goals. That's why Argentina took on the psychological warfare of playing defensive. But yes, but the timing, yeah. If they know BaZi reading and they are able to know that within 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. was their best chance of winning, they should not drag on their defensive strategy for too long. Once entered into the 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., that is of the Quay water, heavily stand, that will have a combination relationship with the earth. That is a fire element. And that is not positive for the coach of Argentina, which of course is the one who conceived the strategic planning, and also not positive for the goalkeeper by the name of Emiliano Martinez, right? As I mentioned earlier on, zinc metal is actually afraid of fire element, right? Too much fire element will actually cause zinc metal to panic or to become what we call lost their composure, right? So that's a very interesting case study, by the way. So yeah, so also in terms of BaZi reading, it is not always good to have it without the time of birth. Yeah, so that's the reason why I highly encourage us to learn 紫微斗数, because 紫微斗数 will always take into your time of birth into consideration, and also subsequently help you to determine your day chart, your time chart also. And with a clearer understanding of your day chart and time chart, you can be able to very skillfully plan your strategy, what we call business strategy or love strategy. I don't know, like some people, they want to date their potential boyfriend or girlfriend. Yeah, so remember, try to find a good hour, yeah, to hold her hand or like to kiss him, or so that will bring about quicker success, yeah, right. So yeah, so a very interesting course that I'm going to conduct in the month of August, and that will be able to help you to derive one's Zuwei birth chart from one's time of birth to bring about very precise reading, and also at the same time help you to decode not only the year development, the decade development, but also the day and the time, right? Which is always important in terms of strategic planning, right? Like Argentina, if they have taken the advantageous hour from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. to score their goal, they would not have lost. Yeah, I'm very sure they would not have lost, but they dragged it too long, right? The defensive move was just too long. And once entering into the 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. with the Kui and Mu forming a fire combination formation, the strategy just broke, right? 15 minutes into 5 p.m., right? The strategy of being defensive no longer work, right? And the goalkeeper also lost his composure. Or like all the while he was able to save all the goal, but right after entering into 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. he lost it. Yeah. So really, this luck cycle, or what we call life period, also include the hour decoding. So I will teach you how to step by step decode your 紫微斗数 chart, even like looking right into the hour, so that you will be able to gauge, right? Like for example, which hour of the day is good for like negotiation or for asking your friends to lend you money or whatever. Yeah, I mean, you can, different hour. Basically, we will have different 画技、画权、画禄、画科, and different stars falling into different domains. So really, I'm serious. Yeah, whatever is shown within 紫微斗数 will actually bring a great difference in terms of outcome. So when you look at your chart, you cannot just look at your natal chart and then think that that's it. You really have to analyze the hour. Yeah, so to summarize, really, if Argentina was to take the what we call proactive effort to score right within 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., they would have won. I'm sure. They would have won. But unfortunately, they dragged it on for too long. In fact, like I will say, yeah, 90% of the time they did not make an effort to score any goal. Yeah, it's really strange, and it was a disappointing match for me. But still, it's just a walkout. Nothing major. It's not a life or death issue. It's not like the Argentina is representing my country. But still, it's a very interesting case study that we can kind of understand BaZi more, right? Like how it actually works in real life and how we should actually make use of positive hour to conduct all kinds of important activities. And so do remember to sign up for this 紫微斗数 course, highly constructive for you to conduct life planning. And also the course is at $680, which will cover all the foundational knowledge and further help you to build up a good starting point, right? If you want to become a practitioner in the future eventually. And I will say it's a good career. Being a practitioner is a good career. You can earn up to, I will say, depending on your strategic planning also, I will say easily 5 figures money salary. Yeah, so if you want to become a practitioner, eventually you can work freelance, you don't have to go to work. You have your own time, own target, which is also a very enjoyable kind of career. And you will meet different people. Sometimes success is also about who you know, yeah. I mean, like Argentina, if they kind of like the coach, right, is able to have a better strategic planning, maybe they would have changed the outcome. Yeah. So sometimes who like your mentor, your boss, right, or like your clients are very important. So in my line of work, I meet all kinds of clients all over the world, and I have a lot of valuables network, which will further help me in terms of business. So I will say being a practitioner is a good career. So if you want to be a practitioner, this is a very good course to start with. So enroll now, and it will be definitely it would definitely be able to open your eyes and open your perspective to the secrets and wisdom of 紫微斗数. So, right, thank you very much for watching again, and I will see you in the next live video. Bye bye.